it's like 100% valid that you said like you in a relationship is
Brian,
a
are you on
completely
your
different
phone?
person from what you present yourself to be
Yep.
online. And I just wanted to like ask, why would you want to present yourself to the whole world like someone that you aren't?
I think it really depends. It depends on who I was then when I initiated, which I was 18, and who I am now and who I've developed into being. So at that time when I was 18, I was a lot more freeing in the sense that I was trying to like get out of the house. I was trying to move away from my mom, and for that reason, I had a different identity, just as anybody does when they're 18. And in addition to that, I wouldn't want to present myself entirely as somebody who's so open about either her or her or whatever else as I do online for the growth of either income or fans. But I do think that it does help me in the sense of I've gotten confidence in it. I've gained extreme amounts of confidence. I've also become very happy from it. The fruition that it's brought on to me from doing this type of work is beautiful. It's just so much just like freedom. It's been a lot of financial gain, obviously, but it's not something that I'd want anybody else to also experience. I don't think that's like...
Why not?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it to most girls.
Because it's not good, unfortunately. I do disagree. I don't think it's good. I think it's actually not good at all, but I think it does bring goodness. I think it can bring goodness to girls like us.
I think it brings financial freedom.
And
It
for
gives
me,
you money.
So what?
It gives you money. There's no one's disputing
that's
that.
all it
Yeah.
is. But it's not going to bring good. I think it's a disgusting addiction for a lot of people. It's a disgusting world for a lot of people.
And
It
also
brings
the
a lot of
perspectives that we all have on men after seeing
very
what
unfortunate.
goes on
I
in
have
the
to
chats.
disagree with that. I'm
Really?
sorry.
I disagree also.
I have to
Respectfully.
disagree.
No, of course. I just think like
I disagree also.
Yeah.
Well, I totally agree.
I think
For me.
you should like.
I'm with
That
you.
was a great
Thank
answer.
you.
though.
I just
And
think it varies. I think I love what I do. I'm not saying that I hate what I do. I absolutely love
But
what I
you
do.
kind of do.
No, I don't dislike
It's good
what
to
I do.
acknowledge both sides of what
I
you do.
acknowledge both.
And I
As a
think
devil's
that's-
advocate,
Because you're
I acknowledge
basically
both.
saying like, oh, it's not good. Like you're contradicting yourself.
I'm not
Like if you watch this over
I'm
again,
facing
you're,
the reality.
you'll see that you're contradicting yourself. You said that it's a good financial gain, but then you said
something can
it's
have
not-
a
it's not
benefit
good for
and a
people.
risk as well.
Yeah, no, you clarified,
there-
right? Which you said
there's
it gives you
always-
good money, but it's not a good
I
thing.
think
It's
she's
not a-
saying.
yeah,
I think she's saying mentally it can have a toll on you, but financially
does.
it's very freeing. And I think I'm
I don't
agreeing
think
with
it
her on
mentally
that.
has a toll on me.
Mentally, everyone's different. So you
Everybody's
mentally
very
can feel totally different than how she can feel, and then how I can feel and how she can feel.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
You're obviously
thank you.
totally right.
Yeah.
So, but you're getting a lot of money, and money
Yeah.
is great. And listen, there have been periods where I made a lot of money, and I like buying nice suits, so that's great. But is money ever worth it? If you're doing something that you're saying is intrinsically bad, it messes with my psyche.
There's a degree in which I go with it, though, to allow myself to feel like this is where I'm going to draw the line.
Yeah, of course. And then
So,
the line
like-
kind of moves often in these sorts of things.
No, my line was drawn at the beginning and was never moved past that.
And that's good.
So, like, for me, that's that. I don't know for everyone else.
And
but-
it's not just about money. Some people just like being a slut.
do they really?
I do.
Do you?
So do a lot of other girls.
I do
you
too.
really? No, you don't.
I do enjoy it.
No,
yes.
you don't. What do you enjoy about it?
I like the attention. I just like
You like the
being
attention,
hot.
sure. You like looking pretty and
I like
getting your hair
sexual
done.
pleasure.
Sure, yep, everyone likes sexual pleasure. But does that...
So it's not just about the money.
But couldn't you, if you got married, you would get all of those things. You'd get a much better version. You'd get better sexual pleasure and sexual pleasure brought to fruition.
A routine.
And you would get someone paying for your hairdos, so you would look pretty.
Yeah.
And you get plenty of attention from a man who actually loves you instead of a man who's using you and men who you, in turn, are using.
But I just don't want to be married right now. Like, I just want to, like, play the field and be a hoe.
But you said you're not really dating anyone. You're not
yeah,
really
I'm
playing
not,
the field.
but, there's some hot guys out there.
They're out there, but you're not dating them.
This is only, like, the past, like, few months, so I've been busy. But, hey, I'm not opposed to it if, like, a hot guy with, like, a nice...
Bank account?
She said bank account.
like a nice
Bank.
package comes around and knows how to use it, like, then, yeah, like, let's do it, dude.
But what about what you just said on how it's a bad addiction for most people?
I think it is a bad addiction for some people.
Do you feel bad about leading guys or encouraging this addiction?
I do, and the only reason is because I've worked on this for 3 years, and not to highlight too much of what's happened in my personal life recently, but my personal life and my business life or my sex work life unfortunately has really crossed paths. Not because, people want to sleep with me or anything like that because of my job, but if anything, people become stalkers and people become addicts to who you are online. And that's happened really obsessively for me in the past 2 weeks.
That could happen anywhere though. Like I was like a waitress and I had stalkers then as well. But I don't think it's bad.
You don't think it's bad to have a stalker?
No, I'm saying like the industry and doing like sex work, it's not bad. You can have an addiction to literally anything. And I would argue that it's actually a good thing for some people.
To be addicted to pornography?
No, just
I don't think porn
pornography
addiction
in
exists.
general, but they just have
Personally.
like the biggest...
You don't?
No, I don't.
There were just like
Seriously?
the biggest conventions for porn. I attended both. And there's a lot of people who, you know, have disabilities and maybe they can't go out in the real life and like meet girls. So they like to have that one-on-one connection and get that experience with a woman on OnlyFans, and it makes them really happy, and I love meeting them. And you know, they're not like these creepy guys, you know.
They are creepy guys.
No,
every one
they're
of them,
not
every single
creepy.
one. They are, because they're engaging in a totally self-directed sexual act,
So I have a
and they're making an
question.
idol out of you.
So I have a question.
Thank
Have
God.
you ever watched porn?
You know, listen, I was an atheist for 10 years. I was single, dated
so
some
then we can say that
girls,
you're
did some
creepy
bad
too.
things.
So we
I-
can say that you're creepy too if you're gonna say everyone who's watching porn
it
is
is
creepy.
certainly a creepy act to look at pornography, yeah.
Masturbating is
It's
like so
not.
normal.
It's, well, there's two meanings of the word normal. There's normal, like everyone does it, and there's normal, like a standard that you would say, like a norm, you know? And so it's normal in the sense that a lot of people, not everyone, but a lot of people do it, but it's not good, right? No one's proud. No one ever writes home, hey, Mom, do you know what I did this weekend? You know, it's very shameful because it's disordered and unnatural.
It's so natural.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think
I disagree.
Sorry, I think
No, you're good.
I think the sexual drive to like either have sex with either one other person or whatever your preference is, or by yourself, is natural. Yes, it's very, very natural. You have sexual drives. That's why we go through puberty. I don't think it's necessarily fully natural to go kin to pornography every single day and all these things.
Of
And that's what I
course.
understand.
Yeah,
is what
of
he's
course
trying to
not.
lay out.
It's
You
just-
sound like you need to quit the industry.
I'm
The
not
sex
saying
industry?
that.
Oh, I thought you were looking at me when you said that. So I said, oh, okay.
I don't hate, like, I absolutely love what I do, and I love the connections
It
I've
doesn't
lost.
sound like you do.
I really do.
I think she's
No,
being very
I-
considerate.
I'm
of
very
the cause and
considerate of
effects.
just like the effects of it.
But like
Instead
when
of
you
facing
love
them.
something, you are passionate about something.
be
Right
passionate about
now,
something.
like me and her and maybe other girls that are actually passionate about our work, we
Of
can sense that
course.
you are not
I
all
think
about it.
There, like I've shared, I'm only going to share so little of it, but when you're faced with a lot of the repercussions
Yep.
of those relationships, then you can call me and tell me that I hate my job. But I don't hate my job. I don't hate it at all. I am just unfortunately in a really bad circumstance where my safety is in jeopardy.
But
Yeah.
something fresh too. You
Yeah,
said it
that's very
just
fresh.
happened.
And I've been
so I
there.
understand.
I've been there before where my safety was in jeopardy too, and I understand what you're saying. I feel that.
Yeah, it's not normal in jobs.
No.
You know, even,
I
oddly
think
enough,
it
in my
is.
job,
You can
sometimes
stalk
it's
someone
really
at
safe.
Walmart.
I
Like,
think
you
only,
could
I
stalk-
think
I
I
think
I
it's
think it's the obsession that comes with it. I think it's not the stalking where it starts, but the build up.
Yeah, and
where
by
it
the way,
ends
that,
up.
that's not just like a random by chance accident of the industry. That's built in. The
Yeah.
whole point is these guys are supposed to get obsessed with
Yeah.
you and then give you a lot of money, and,
Right.
and then sometimes it goes over and it's really a dangerous situation.
You can say the same
But
thing
I would-
about Brian.
I
There's
would- yeah,
people
I would
who
argue
idolize
that
him
too.
and want to stalk him.
There were stalkers outside for him.
I'm sure
I
you
had to
have
push through those.
I have some. I do deal with some.
And you're not over here in a
Weirdos.
little
So then what you
bikini
do
or
is
anything.
bad, Brian.
But there's extents to it because Brian's
Oh,
not
that's certainly.
naked.
Well, I will admit,
I
and
feel
I
like
think, well, this would apply to any sort of anyone who has any sort of public-facing career or has who does content creation online, whether it's related to adult content or not. When you put yourself out there on the internet and you get any sort of, you start having any, even a small level of followers or even fame, then you're going to. It kind of comes with the territory.
Yeah.
Celebrities deal with it.
Yeah.
Content creators deal with it.
And think about the kind of people who would follow you. You know, you kind of generate your own audience, right, based on what you put out there. So for whoever listens to my show and speeches, it tends to be these really sweet, you know, like Christian girls, and occasionally some, you know, traditional conservative dudes who get really into the Crusades or whatever, none of whom pose any threat to me, really. But if I were like a cute girl on OnlyFans and I were putting out content that were arousing, like creepy dudes, then you're going to get. Then the people who are going to be aroused are going to be the creepy dudes, and those are the last guys that you want to be
But do
obsessed
they
with.
Well, Michael-
have to be creepy dudes? I know very normal people that subscribe to my OnlyFans.
Me too.
My mom's friends
Very,
are
very
subscribed
normal.
to my OnlyFans.
Yeah.
My mom's friends are subscribed to my OnlyFans. Like people and my parents, my mom's daily lives are
What?
subscribed to my OnlyFans.
Oh my gosh.
And I've had to learn
Does she know?
to just
Does she know?
honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, probably not.
I
Right?
don't
Because they
know.
know it's creepy and they don't want to tell
I
your
don't
mom
know.
that
I
they're.
don't think that she knows her friends who are subscribed to
Of
my
course not.
OnlyFans. I
'Cause
think
it's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I just had to learn to work with it and work around it.
How'd you find out? Like they message you or I don't really know how it works.
Their
They-
usernames, and they've texted me through my personal number and personal Instagram. You know.
Oh, I was just pointing to them.
Oh, my
Well,
fault.
I feel like if you haven't taken into consideration before you decide to make yourself an online presence, then that's on you.
It's part of the territory. It comes with the job. Like, I'm not gonna let that mess with my money because I know who you are. Like, if like it sucks, but
Is the money worth it though? At a certain point, and maybe now you say the money is worth it, but at a certain point, if you're listing all these terrible things that go along with it, especially what you're saying, at a certain point, don't you say, you know, I could be making $500,000 a year. I could be making $1 million a year. It's not. Look, man, it's nice having money. It doesn't matter that much, really.
Yeah.
You know, you want a roof over your head, decent food.
Yeah.
You want to be able to support your loved ones, but you actually don't need that much money to do that. But it gets addictive.
I think it's a comfort thing. Like, I think you get to a point and you get into a certain lifestyle and you're used to it.
Bingo.
Well, there's
Yeah.
lifestyle creep too.
Bingo.
Then you
Yeah,
start
totally.
Yeah, I kind of got thrown into the lifestyle like this last year. It's hard to, you know.
Yeah, no, I know friends who
Yeah.
make millions of dollars a year, and truly, if it fell, they would go bankrupt in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
because they get it's. For years, I've known people like this, but back in Hollywood, but you don't need like 5 Lamborghinis, right? You don't. It's just
No,
kind of
you
nice.
don't need it.
You don't need it.